Hebrews, the 12th chapter, starting with verse number 1. And you see these words are something very similar. Therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us. And let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Amen.
Amen.
This morning I want to preach from the subject, Run, Champions.
Run, champion. All right.
Run, champions. Run. During our tough times, during our trials, during the troubles we experience in this life, we must be willing to continue in our journey race of faith, knowing with all assurance that heaven awaits us. We must be sure, we must be positive that in our journey race of faith that we know heaven awaits us. In our text, you see that it talked about witnesses. So, what witnesses? What witnesses? And as I looked at that text and I see them talk about the witnesses, and I thought about what witnesses, it made me think about something that Tisa and I just got to talking about. Well, I just got to talk about what we did on yesterday, running a race. How is it that we get excited just seeing people run?
Yeah.
What is it that running do for people when they see somebody running? You know, we have this thing that we joke about, that when you see somebody running in your neighborhood, Betty White, she was in one, I think it was a movie, Bringing Down the House, and it was somebody running through her neighborhood. She said, you better have a leaf blower on his back. It's something about when you see somebody running, it brings out a certain level of, where are they running from? Why are they running? And a lot of times, if you see somebody running, our natural instinct, some of us, is to run too.
Yes.
Especially if you don't know what's going on, and you don't want to be the one left behind to find out. But witnesses, I started thinking about when you see these races that people have. Yesterday, they had what they call volunteers, which I call them witnesses right now. And they had on different colored t-shirts. And they were all out there with water bottles and bananas and, you know, this stuff to give you energy. And they were all along the race path. And they were just out there cheering and, come on, you can do it. Good job, good job. And I don't know them. They don't know me. You know, we didn't have nobody person that we knew that was doing this, but they had a lot of people out there just to cheer. And I just started thinking about, why would they be cheering for somebody they don't know? They don't know what kind of person I am. You know, they don't know what I do during the week. They don't know anything about us, but they out there cheering for us because we paid an entry fee to run for a cause that they believe in. So they're out there cheering us so we can finish this race that is grueling, tiring, early in the morning, windy, wet outside, but they were out there cheering. So I thought about that, and I thought about what they had to go through. You know, how hard must it have been for them to come to a race that they weren't participating in. I don't think they were doing just cheering. So to see them out there cheering and watch them on the sideline, volunteering, asking, can they help us with anything and all this stuff here, it made me think about who the Bible was talking about in this text that was called witnesses. And it's interesting because I think Tisa wanted to preach this morning because she always kind of say stuff on the night before that I'm going to say the next day and not know it. So she was talking about this word, therefore. So she said, you know, we always talk about how the old Bible scholars and the old preachers say, when you see the word therefore, you should know what it's there for.
That's it.
So this word therefore that started off this text, it talks about what it's there for. And in chapter 11, you will see what's called the Hall of Faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the roll call of the Hall of Faith. And you know, it's interesting how we know about Hall of Fames and all that stuff, but the Hall of Faith is the biblical Hall of Fame. And you see the names who are mentioned there, these witnesses. These witnesses were Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Rahab, Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, and Samuel.
Yeah.
These are the names of those who are in the Hall of Faith because they did great work for God. So now they are cheering others on to do work just as good or greater.
That's it.
Because of this witness to the goodness of God, the faithfulness of God, the power of God, we must be willing to be dedicated to our walk and run our race with Christ. It's interesting how when we think back over our lives and we talk about how saved our ancestors were. You know, a lot of us went to church if it wasn't for grandmamas. A lot of us went to church if it wasn't for an auntie or uncle or somebody who got you into the church and got you to start living the life you're living today. Those are ones who did their good work. Now it's time for us to be that auntie, to be that grandmama or that cousin or that friend, to get others to come and get dedicated to God.
Yeah.
So what is involved in running this race? What is involved in running this race? And when I think about that, I think that a race, in order to run most effectively, requires a runner to have nothing holding them down or back. When you're running, you can't have nothing holding you down or back. You need to be freely loose and able to move. So I think about the preparation that runners make and how myself and preparation Tisa and I make and everything. And I think about all we go through for a race. You have to train. You have to practice. You have to develop muscle memory. You have to stretch. You have to do certain things. So I think about yesterday alone and how the weather was a little chilled early and it was windy. And this was the first race that I can remember running in a wind-filled race, a race that was kind of windy. So I had on like a little jacket and shorts and the running tights and all this stuff here because I didn't want to be cold. And I don't like being cold. You know, cold almost kept me from running yesterday. But, you know, I was thinking about that. And Tisa had her jacket on and everything, and Tisa, she gets hot quick. Tisa had came out of her jacket and everything before the race got going good. I ran the whole race with my jacket on, and I'm thinking, man, no wonder I didn't run as good as I probably could have because I had on too much attire. I wasn't free. I was all encumbered by a jacket because if I would have took it off, what I'm going to do with it? It don't look good with me sitting around that waist like her. You know, I got to carry these things. I might well just keep it on. So now I'm running, the wind is out there, I'm sweating and looking at people go past me, little bitty girls and little boys passing me and everything. And I'm like, man, what in the world? I was about ready to quit before I got to the first mile. You know, I'm like, man, I'm already tired, don't feel like doing it. And the first mile is the hardest mile for me to run. I'm like, man, what in the world did I do this? Maybe I should have stayed home. It's way down here. I got all these excuses and I'm thinking, man, maybe I just turn around and say, I just didn't have it today. You know, I'm all this stuff I'm going through because I wasn't properly prepared for the race. You know, I'm talking, even my hat was making me feel mad. I'm like, man, I should take my hat off. You know how when you're running, you need to be free. You have to take stuff out your pockets. You know, you want to lighten yourself. I told y'all last week how when I used to race when I was little, if you beat me, it was my shoes. I had to take my shoes off. I run better bare feet. Oh, I had on long pants. If I would have had on shorts, I would have beat you. You know, we think about all this stuff, and it made me think about people who I saw yesterday. And there was this one guy in particular, a tall white dude. He had on just a little t-shirt, and he had on a little white shorts. And I'm like, what in the world? This guy here running in drawers. But he had on them little short flimsy shorts and everything, and a little t-shirt, and he had on little ankle socks and just nondescript and everything. I said, that joker probably blow me apart in this race. And true enough, that joker was out there running. But he didn't have nothing holding. He probably had no keys in his pocket or nothing. You know, I ain't have my key. I had my wallet and some other stuff in my pocket. But, you know, every ounce counts when you're trying to run a race. I said, no wonder people be running with all that flimsy stuff on and tank tops and all that stuff. And I had on a tank top. I'm like, man, I'm not running in this thing. It's cold out here. But by the time I got going, I wish I would have ran in it because it wouldn't have been cold once you started warming up. So I think about how we have to be free. We have to be free. And then we must evaluate ourselves and our will on why are we doing this? What am I running for? Do I really care about the furniture bank? Because that was who was sponsoring the race. Did I really care about that? What was I really running for? You know, what would make me get up early on a Saturday morning and go out and just run and knowing that I'm not going to get the trophy because I know there's going to be a whole lot of other people who are a lot faster and who get to the finish line a lot sooner than I would. So I know I'm not getting the best trophy. I'm not getting the biggest prize. I'm just out there running. We just out there running. I know I'm not going to be nowhere near the front of the pack and, you know, people cheering me just so I can actually cross the finish line. Not that I'm one of the best runners out there. So why am I running? I had to evaluate this. So I realized the reason I run is because of the health of it, the things, the benefits that comes with the running. I train, so I might as well run. You know, my wife out there running with me, that's an advantage to it. But why am I really running? And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, why am I really out here running? And after looking at all the benefits, and then I started thinking about how running is not metaphor for what this text is talking about in our life.
That's it.
Do you know your life is a race? Your life is a race. And we have to evaluate our life for as how we have ran it so far. Matthew 16:24, you see these words or something similar. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. And then we must do something about getting rid of our old self after we deny ourselves and take up our cross and follow Jesus. You see these words in Ephesians 4:22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. I'll pause there. Put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Let me tell you about the old man that popped up in me on yesterday, which was deceitful and corrupt. I actually thought about when I was tired running. I said, you know, I should just turn around when the first wave come by. Let's get over there with them like some of the other people do in races who don't want to be last and all that. And I said, they wouldn't know if I went all the way around the race. And, you know, that thought popped up. I said, you know, when a big crowd come back, because what happened when you're running, the ones who are real fast, they on the way back to the finish line. And I ain't even got to the halfway point yet. I'm thinking, man, I can just cross the street and I can be over there with them. And but Ephesians said we must put off concern. Some of us, we have some old habits that we could always fall back on and get a job done, but it was corrupt. It was deceitful. You know, somebody make you mad. I cuss. You know, just because I'm saved don't mean I'm gonna cuss you out. And you know, go back to that old habit, that corrupt way, that deceitful thing. Somebody do something to you, you know, and you have these deceitful lusts, and the Bible says we should put it off.
Put it off.
We must control our anger.
Yes.
We must control our wrath, and we must control our tongue. Colossians 3:8 tell us, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. It's amazing some of the words that we say in jest. And you know, we'll say some stuff in jest, and we won't think twice until somebody calls us on it and make us feel bad. Oh, you know I was just joking. You know I was just playing. You know I ain't mean that. Really? Why did you say it?
Yeah.
Why do we say things? And you know, you're just so sensitive. Oh, you know, I'm just joking. You know, we say all this stuff when somebody calls us on something that we have said. And a lot of times we do have anger and malice, and we just hope that people don't catch, that word called sarcasm.
Yeah.
We'll say stuff, and we're surrounded with a lot of other good words, and if you ain't paying attention, you didn't realize I just cussed you out.
Yeah.
People in the church are good at, oh, baby, you're so sweet. Look at you with your pretty self. You just don't gain so much weight. Look at you. People will wrap up this with a lot of sweet words, and if you ain't paying attention, but why did you have to say that?
Yeah.
Why do we have to? I just need to be honest. You need to quit all that eating. That stuff ain't good. Look at you just gaining weight. I'm just being honest. I'm being real. Don't nobody care about you being real.
Yeah.
Okay, let me be real then. And then tell them something they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And then why you had to say that? I was just trying to help you out. I was just trying to. No, you what?
Yeah.
So we have to get rid of that. We have to control those things. We must eliminate our distractions. Again, using running as this metaphor, if I would have been looking at everybody ahead of me, I probably could have ran better. If I would have been looking at the 2 pit bulls I saw, if I would have saw all these other distractions, looking at the police officers and wondering why they're out here and all this stuff, all these thoughts, it's sad that I'm running a race and the police out there to help keep the traffic in bay. And my anxiety of police officers, like, what are you doing over there? And I'm like, he over there happy. But it's just something about police officers that just bring certain things out. And it's not that they're doing nothing bad or anything, but it's just something about law. It's something about those who are able to enforce law and those who have authority over you. Whenever you could be at work, your supervisor could be one of the nicest person in the world. They already here? What is it about authority and people who have opportunity to rule over us? Sometimes they might be one of the nicest persons away from work. They might even be a nice person at work, but because they're your boss, you can't even see it.
Right. Yeah.
We must reduce our weaknesses. The sin that doth, according to King James, so easily besets us.
Yes.
The sin we are most willing to do. The things that we do and justify to ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, he knew I was like that when he met me. I was a man when you met me. We try to justify our sins to ourselves. And what are these things? Distractions, traps, slip-ups, missteps. But the Bible calls them sin. It could be the love of money, a temper that is out of control, pride, untamed tongue, impure thoughts or desires, jealousies. But even with all of that, we must run with endurance, with a desire to win. Even with a lot of stuff going on, when I'm running, there are thoughts going through my head. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do later. I'm thinking about all kind of stuff. I'm thinking about why that person got on them kind of tennis shoes and what made them wear that to the race. You have all these thoughts going through your head when you're running. Just like when you're running your life, your race. Why she do this? Why he do that? You're living your life. Live your life. Stay in your own life. Don't worry about why they doing what they do. But we have to realize that this race is one that must be ran with endurance and with a desire to win. Why get in the race for heaven and don't desire to win it as your prize? Why get up early every Sunday morning to come out here just to go and do a mountain full of sin as soon as you leave? You could have stayed at home and prepared better. We must run with endurance, with a desire to win. When I was running yesterday, and I pick out certain people, and it was this one lady in particular, and it was so funny because I told Tisa when we was running during the race together at one point, I said, she ain't gonna beat me. It was a little old white lady. I'm talking, she was like this, running like this. I'm talking, had like a little hump in her shoulder. She had like a little hump in her shoulder, glasses, gray hair, and she was just running. And I'm like, this lady I can't let this lady beat me. But she was ahead of me for a long time, and I said, you know, so what I did, I started walking for a while. I said, let me get my breath. I said, let me get me some energy. I started sprinting. I said, boy, you thought one of them pit bulls after me.
Wow.
I said, this lady ain't going to beat me. I had to make up my mind, I'm going to beat somebody in this race, even if it's just her. So I did beat her, and I beat some more people, but the thing is, when you're running your life, you have to look at somebody and say, this person ain't going to heaven, and they ain't going.
Yeah.
I ain't going to let that person who pissed me off, go to heaven, because you'll be surprised. There's going to be some people in heaven that you're going to be surprised to see. And you're going to ask God, how they get here? Let me tell you what they did to me, God. You're going to start becoming snitches. And you want to tell God everything they did to you. And
Wow.
1 Corinthians 9:24-27, you will see these words. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run, champion, run, that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the one who we're running for. It's about the one who ran the race so well that we're imitators of that race. Even in the midst of our trials and our adversities, we must run, champions, run. And when we run, we must run with the faith that eventually we will taste victory. We will smell victory. We will see victory. Even in the midst of difficulty, we must persevere if we are to taste the joys of our reward. Matthew 10:22 and the B clause said, he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So in spite of all that I was experiencing yesterday morning, in spite of not even wanting to run, even in spite of, you know, maybe I should have picked another pair of shoes, maybe I should have worn something differently, maybe I should have drunk an extra cup of coffee, or maybe I should have loaded up on some carbs with donuts or something. All the stuff that I could have did, I had to realize I've committed to running. I might as well run it the best I can.
Amen.
So on yesterday, Tisa and I were finished with some excellent time. We finished with some time, and she was in time. I didn't even know the time to get made for us to left the race because I didn't read the email that they sent me like I should have, like she did. But anyway, she took the time and found out for my age group, I came in 10th place. I came in 10th place in my age group, and I said, wow, you know, and my age group was the 50 through 50, I'm going to tell people, it was the 50 through 59 age group. And I said, man, I'm on the high end of the age group. I came in 10th place. I said, but wait till I turn 60 and I'm on the young end of the age group. I'm blowing them out the water, you know. So I think about that, and it made me think about people who we knew weren't in the body of Christ. And now they're in the body of Christ with us. And they're doing great things. There are people who are surprised to see you in the body of Christ. Man, I remember back in the day, you was something else. You in the body, you in the church now? You go say, you a what now in church? You do what now? Boy, shoot, you make me feel good now, you know. But if God can save you, I know he can save me. I said that hope for Leroy. He can save anybody if he saved us. That's what that does for us. When you start realizing that there's something that you are doing and you are running the race the right way and effectively, and you just get a glimpse of what you're doing. You know, every now and then, a pat on the back is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every now and then, it's good when somebody come and tell you, you know, I'm so proud of how you're living your life now.
Yeah.
You know, I can only imagine it's not easy for you. You know, I know what you're going through. I've been knowing you for a long time. I've seen you struggle. I've seen you come through it. I've seen you get better in life. I've seen how you persevere. You know, you are just really an inspiration to others. You know, and I say this because I know you. Isn't that a good feeling to hear somebody you know where you used to be at and how you used to be and what you're doing there, how you do it, and they're sincere when they tell you that?
Yes.
We all have our own races, our own set of trials, and our own set of difficulties. Nobody else who ran yesterday knew what I was thinking and experiencing and didn't care. They had their own trials and stuff.
Right.
There were people who probably running with asthma, back pains, and I don't know what these people had when they were running. I don't even know why they were running. So we all have our own set of difficulties and issues.
Yeah.
1 Peter 4:12, you will see these words: Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. A lot of times we want to quit things so much.
Oh, yeah.
So much so. You want to quit your job. You want to quit your spouse. You want to quit life. You want to get rid of your children, put them out. You want to get rid of parents. You know, we just want to quit because things are hard.
Yeah.
Things get difficult, and I can be bad by myself. You know, it just stuff happens. But Paul encourages us in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, there have no temptation taking you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will win with the temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able